I pulled into the driveway of our McMansion in suburban Phoenix. The engine of my F-150 rumbling like a dying beast after the long haul from the oil fields in Odessa. It was supposed to be a surprise, 2 days early from the rig. Flowers wilting on the passenger seat from the desert heat. But the front door was cracked open, and laughter spilled out like broken glass. Sharp and mocking. I froze, hand on the knob, because mixed in with the chuckles was Sarah's sob, raw and gut-wrenching, the kind that comes from a soul that's been flayed alive. And then I heard Tommy, my boy, my blood, say, "To the old fool's empire crumbling. May he rot in the cell he deserves."
I didn't burst in.
Not yet. I stood there in the Arizona sun beating down like God's own hammer, piecing it together from the shards of their voices.
Tommy,
28 now, married to that viper Emily from the old money Harrisons, was toasting with her folks, Victor, the silver-haired shark of a lawyer who'd clawed his way up from nothing to own half the strip malls in Scottsdale, and Lydia, his wife, all Botox and bourbon, who could smile while twisting the knife. They'd been family for 3 years, ever since Tommy proposed with a ring that cost more than my first house.
but now?
Now, they were cackling over champagne flutes in my living room, while my wife wept in the kitchen, her cries muffled like she was choking on her own betrayal. I slipped inside silent as a ghost, boots off, heart pounding like a war drum from my Gulf days. Peered around the corner, Sarah at the sink, face buried in a dish towel, shoulders heaving. The living room beyond was a tableau from hell, Tommy in his Brooks Brothers shirt, arm around Emily, who looked like a Stepford knockoff with her blonde bob and pearl earrings. Victor raised his glass, his voice oily as ever. Your father's greed finally caught up. That audit? Ironclad. He'll be disbarred, no. Wait. He's no lawyer. But he'll lose everything. The business, the house, us. Laughter again. Lydia's high trill cutting through. And Sarah? She'll come around. Blood's thicker than.
Well,
whatever she thinks it is. Greed? Audit? What the fuck? I'd built Harrington Drilling from a 2-man outfit in my garage to a 7-figure operation. Pipelines snaking through the Permian Basin like veins of black gold. Tommy worked the books, trusted him with it all after Sarah begged me to bring the kid in. My son. The one I'd pulled from juvie at 16. Covered for his accident with that dealer kid in Tempe. Took the heat. Did 18 months in county for assault when it was Tommy's tire iron that cracked the skull. Swore him to silence.
Rebuilt our lives on that lie.
And now this. I backed out. Flowers crushed underfoot. Drove to the motel off I-10 where the truckers fuck and forget. Sat in the dim room with a fifth of Jack and the TV droning Fox News about border walls and tariffs. But my mind was replaying their laughs. Betrayal isn't a word. It's a blade. Twisting slow. By dawn, I'd hacked Tommy's email from an old shared drive. God bless lazy passwords. There it was, a chain with Victor, dated months back. Jack's fingerprints on the falsified invoices. IRS is biting.
Tommy,
You flipped the testimony. We split the assets 60-40. Emily's inheritance stays clean. My son, selling me out for a cut of my own empire.
and Sarah?
Her emails to Lydia. I can't tell him. He thinks Tommy's clean. But the money. We need it for the treatments. Treatments? Cancer? The room spun. She'd hidden that too? Or was it another lie? I smashed the bottle against the wall. Glass raining like tears I wouldn't shed. Revenge isn't planned in rage. It's born there. Cold and clear as a .45 chambered in the dark. I called my old CO, Ramirez, still pulling strings in private security. Need dirt on the Harrisons. Deep dirt. By noon, files hit my burner phone, Victor's offshore accounts. Skimmed from clients. Lydia's pill habit. Covered up after a DUI that killed a pedestrian. Settled quiet with Harrison cash. And Tommy? Emails to Emily. Dad's the fall guy again. Like always. This time, we win. I drove back that night. Parked down the block like a stakeout. Watched them leave, Tommy kissing Sarah's cheek. Her forcing a smile through red eyes. Victor clapped my boy on the back. Family first.
So,
Even if it's the new one. They peeled out in the Escalade. Taillights mocking me. Inside, Sarah was curled on the couch. Wine glass trembling in her hand.
she saw me.
Gasp relief? Fear? Jack, you're early. I dropped the flowers. Wilted and accusing. Early enough to hear the party. Her face crumpled. Words tumbling. The diagnosis 6 months back. Stage 3 breast. Chemo draining us dry. Tommy's idea. Cook the books. Blame it on me. The roughneck vet no one would believe. Victor's plan. Airtight. He said it was temporary. You'd fight it.
When?
And we'd pay back. But the audit. It's real now.
Temporary, my ass.
I grabbed her shoulders. Not gentle. You let our son frame me? For what? Green cards to hell. She sobbed. He promised no prison.
Just.
Pressure. Lies on lies. I shoved her away. Stormed to the garage. Fired up the welder, not for pipes, but for purpose. By morning, I was Jack Harrington. Ghost of his former self. New ID from Ramirez's forger buddy. A Glock tucked in my waistband. And a ledger of sins longer than the Rio Grande. The first move was subtle. Poison the well. I leaked Victor's offshore docs to an anonymous tip line for the Arizona AG. Watched from a coffee shop as the news hit. Prominent attorney faces tax evasion probe. Tommy called Sarah frantic. Dad must have lawyered up already. Fuck. Schadenfreude tasted like cheap bourbon. But it wasn't enough. Betrayal like this? It demands blood. Or, at least the illusion of it. Weeks blurred into a haze of surveillance. I rented a flop in Mesa. Posed as a day laborer on Harrison sites. Ears open. Heard the whispers. Victor raging. Blaming that grease monkey ex-Marine. Tommy doubling down. Pushing Sarah to sell the house for her care. Emily. Cold as a cactus spine. Texting her daddy. Cut Tommy loose if he cracks. Family? More like a wolf pack circling the lane. One night, tailing them to a gala at the Phoenician, black ties and backstabbing, I cornered Tommy in the valet line. Slipped up behind. Voice low. Miss me?
So,
He spun. Pale as milk. Dad? What the? You're supposed to be in hiding. Hiding? I'd let the heat build. Played dead. Grabbed his lapel. Breath hot. I know about the dealer. The cover. This? It's you paying forward my sins. His eyes darted guilt? Defiance? You were always the hero. Time for me to be the man. I laughed.
bitter.
Man? You're a pup chasing scraps from Victor's table. Let him go. Vanished into the crowd. But the seed was planted, doubt. Back at the flop, I plodded deeper. Hack the Harrison Foundation. The one Lydia chaired. Funneling charity to their slush fund. Ramirez's tech guy. A kid named Dex with more tats than teeth. Did the deed. By dawn, donations reversed. Widows and vets got checks with Harrison memos attached, from the family that cares about itself. The fallout was symphony. Lydia's meltdown on a conference call leaked to the Post. Those ingrates think they can bleed us dry. Victor lawyering his own mess. Tommy caught in crossfire, fired from the firm. Emily icing him out. Sarah called, voice breaking, come home.
Jack.
It's falling apart. Tommy's sorry. Sorry? I'd make him bleed it. But revenge is a mirror. It shows your own rot. Nights.
Pwede ba kasuling?
Seeing the dealer's face. The blood on Tommy's hands that I'd wiped clean. Was I saving him or damning us both? The hook was set, now to reel in the line. The Arizona sun doesn't forgive mistakes. And neither did I. Holed up in that Mesa shithole. Walls thin as promises. I pored over the ledgers, not the cooked ones Tommy fudged,
but the real ghosts from our past.
That night in Tempe. 2007, Tommy. 16 and stupid. High on the wrong shit. Arguing over a dime bag with Rico Alvarez. A low-level Sinaloa runner slinging to frat boys. One swing, crack, and Rico was down, skull like an eggshell. Tommy ran. Called me sobbing from a payphone. I drove through the night. Buried the body in the Superstition Mountains. Told the cops it was a hit and run by some ghost driver. Took the assault rap when they pinned it on unknowns. Pled out to protect my boy. 9 months inside. Lost the first big contract. But Sarah waited. Tommy straightened, or so I thought. Now, those mountains called back. I drove out under a blood moon. Shovel in the truck bed. But didn't dig. Just sat. Beer in hand. Toasting the stars. To fathers who fuck up their sons. Dawn broke. And I was resolved. Expose the old sin to bury the new one. But timed right, let Victor twist first. Ramirez came through with gold. Victor's daughter, Emily's sister. Dead at 22 from overdose, but files screamed cover-up. Lydia's Valium stash mixed with Victor's coke. A party gone wrong at their lake house. Autopsy buried. Payout to the medics. I fed it to a PI blogger, Desert Secrets, who ate scandal like churros. Headline by lunch, Harrison heiress death. Accident or atrocity. Victor's phone blew up. I imagined his florid face purpling. Tommy reached out via Sarah. Dad. Meet me. Neutral ground. The old diner off 60. Heart of the desert. Grease and regret. I went armed. Paranoia my new skin. He slid into the booth. Gaunt. Eyes hollow, attic hollow. You did this. The leaks. Victor's losing clients. Emily's talking divorce. I sipped black coffee. Stone-faced. You framed me for fraud.
Kid.
Embezzlement to fund her daddy's holes. That's not a leak. That's a flood. He leaned in, voice cracking like adolescent thunder. It was for Mom. Chemo's $200K, A-pop. Insurance ghosted us. Victor had a plan, blame you. Settle quick. Pay back from the business sale. Lies. Half-truths. I slid a printout across his email to Victor. My cut, 30%. Keep Emily happy. Tommy flushed. I panicked. You were always gone. Dad.
Rigs. Wars.
Victor treated me like a son.
Son.
The word stung. I took the fall for you once. Buried your mess so you could go to college. Marry that ice queen. And this is gratitude. He hung head. Help us fix it. Testify, it was my idea. Victor's the snake. Tempting, flip the script. Let the father-in-law fry. But Sarah's voice echoed. He's sorry. I stood. Fix it yourself. Or I'll bury you all. Drove away. Dust devil chasing. Straight to Dex's hacker den in Tempe, a basement lair smelling of Red Bull and regret. Amp it up, I said. Harrison emails. All of them. To the feds. He grinned. Fingers flying. By nightfall, IRS agents knocked on Victor's door. Carts of boxes in tow. News vans swarmed the gala aftermath. Lydia screeching at reporters. This is a witch hunt. Jack Harrington's vendetta. Sarah showed at the motel unannounced. Chemo thin. Scarf over bald head. Jack. Please. We sat on the sagging bed, her hand on mine cold. Fragile. Tommy's spiraling. Pills. Like before. Victor threatened to cut Emily off unless Tommy delivers you. Tears tracked her cheeks. I knew about the old cover-up.
Rico.
But I thought. We'd earned peace. Earned? I'd slaved for it, deployments in sandpits. Fingers black from crude. She whispered, fight fair. For us.
Fair?
In America, fair is for suckers. I kissed her forehead. Lied. I will. But that night, I torched Victor's cabin, the one where the sister died. Arson anonymous. Gasoline and grudge. Flames lit the sky. Sirens wailing. Victor on TV. Raging. Terrorism. That veterans unhinged. Unhinged? But. Kettle. Tommy texted. Saw the fire. Your work? Stop. Dad. You're killing us.
Us.
Him and his new clan. I replied. Us died when you laughed. Paranoia peaked, shadows and mirrors. Every truck a tale. Ramirez warned. Cop sniffing. Lay low. But low wasn't in me. Next play, Emily. Caught her alone at yoga in Scottsdale. Rolled up post-class. Voice velvet over steel. Tell daddy the game's up. Or your sister's ghost goes public. She sneered. Downward dog sweat gleaming. You think threats scare Harrisons? Victor built empires on worse. But her eyes flickered. Fear. Or calculation. Tommy loves you.
Still.
Loves? I laughed. Love doesn't frame its maker. Left her shaken. Seed of discord sown. Back home, our home. Now a battleground. I confronted Sarah. You pick, them or me. She wavered. Then, family. All of us. Knife twist. I packed a bag. Glock heavy. The ledger balanced in red. Betrayal's cost. Paid in fire. But dreams haunted Rico's eyes. Accusing. Was I avenger or monster? The line blurred. Desert heat mirage. Victor countered. Sued me for defamation. Froze assets. Tommy visited the motel. Desperate. Join us against him. We take the Harrisons down together. Alliance? Tempting treason. I feigned interest.
Bought time.
Inside. The hook sank deeper. Revenge. Or redemption. America promised both. Delivered neither. Alliances in the desert shift like sand dunes. One gust. And your footing's gone. Tommy's offer hung like smoke from the cabin blaze. Team up. Gut the Harrisons from within. I molded over in a Tempe bar. Neon buzzing, last chance. Nursing a course that tasted like regret.
My boy.
Eyes wild with cornered rat cunning. Had flipped, or was flipping me. Victor's poison.
Dad.
He groomed me, promised partnership, but it's all his. Emily's too scared to see it. Scared or complicit? I nodded slow. Bait taken. Prove it. Get me inside. He did one better. Slip me a key fob to Victor's home office safe. Codes scribbled on a napkin. Client list. Dirty ones. Mob ties. Bribes to councilmen. Jackpot. That night, under monsoon rain lashing Phoenix, like divine wrath, I breached the estate, gated McMansion in Paradise Valley, guards dozing on minimum wage. Safe cracked easy, files spilled. Payoffs to cartels for consulting, photos of Victor with tattooed heavies at the track. One name jumped. Raul Mendez. Rico's uncle. Big in Sinaloa reroutes through Nogales. Twist of the knife, Victor's web touched my old sin. Had he known? Buried it for leverage? I snapped pics. Exfiltrated clean. Tommy waited in his Civic down the block.
Jittery.
What did you find? I tossed him a drive. Your future. If you grow balls. He pocketed it. Then, Mom's worse. Doctors say experimental trial. $50K up front. Extortion now? Or truth? Sarah's face flashed, pale.
Pleading.
Handle Victor. I'll handle her. Dawn brought headlines. Harrison linked to cartel cash.
Victor S. Empire quect, client fleeing.
AG's office circling. Lydia checked into rehab. Stress leave. Emily called Tommy's bluff. Filed separation papers citing infidelity. With Victor's pool boy.
Rumor milchant.
Chaos reigned. My design. But flips came fast. Sarah cornered me at the house. Key under mat like old times. Tommy told me. The safe. You're in too deep. Jack. Deep? I'd drown for them. Victor's dirt buries him. Tommy's clean. She grabbed my arm. Nails digging.
No.
Tommy's using you. To take Victor's place. He wants the firm. The money for us. He says.
Us.
The word soured. And you believe him? Her eyes. Once my anchor. Now storms. I have to. Or we're all lost. Lost? We'd been lost since Rico's blood soaked my boots. I pulled away. Choose wrong.
Sarah.
Again. Left her crying, echo of that first day. Tommy's next meet, coffee shop in Awatuki. Hipsters oblivious. Victor's raging. Blames me. Says I'll testify against you for the fire.
Me?
The arson pinned on Victor's enemies. Flip again, son turning states? Then flip back harder, I growled. Leak the mob files to feds. He hesitated, then nodded. For Mom. Always Mom. I ghosted to Ramirez's compound outside town, fenced yard. ARs and racks. That's trading war stories over barbecue. You're playing with fire. Hermano, Ramirez said, cigar glowing. Harrison's got pull. Cops on parole. Pull? I'd burned one house. Time for a bonfire. Fed the mob docs to a DOJ contact from my MP days, anonymous drop at a Phoenix dead letterbox. By noon, feds raided Victor's office. Agents in windbreakers hauling servers. Victor struck back vicious. Press conference. Tear-streaked Lydia at his side. My son-in-law's father, a disgraced driller, is orchestrating this. PTSD.
Folks.
He served, but now he's a threat. PTSD? The crowd ate it. Vets booed on cue. Fox looped it. Tommy texted panic. Emily's leaving. Says I'm toxic like you. Toxic. Father to son. Poison past. Sarah's call came midnight. Voice slurry pills? Jack. Hospital. Bleeding. Heart stopped. Raced to Mayo Clinic. Power lights harsh as interrogation.
Miskeri? No.
Phantom. Chemo complication. Doc said. She gripped my hand. Tommy's here. Victor 2. Truce. Truce in hell? I found them in the hall. Victor silver-maned. Suit rumpled. Tommy hovering.
Guilty.
Harrington. Victor drawled. Call off your dogs. For her. Dogs? My rage. Your dogs framed me. Your pup laughed while she cried. Tommy interjected. Dad. Stop. This ends now.
Ends?
I lunged. Fist connecting with Victor's jaw, crack like dry branch. Nurses swarmed. Security dragged me out. Cuffs clicked. Assault charge.
Victor pressing.
From the cruiser, I saw Tommy's face. Relief. Betrayal redux. Bail from Ramirez. 10K down. Flop again. Plotting. Alliances fractured. Tommy ghosted. Emily sued for assets. Sarah silent. Victor's play. Used the charge to discredit leaks.
Paint me mad dog.
But I had aces. Mendez connection. Called a burner to a Tucson number. Raoul's lieutenant. From Gulf Intel. Tell your boss. Victor Harrison owes for Rico. Payback time. Monsoon raged that week. Floods closing 17. I laid low. Dex hacking hospital cams. Sarah stable. But isolated. Tommy visited alone. Whispers of sorry. Flip or fold. America's game. Every man's a mark. The raid's fruit. Indictments dropped. Victor arrested. Silver cuffs on TV. Empire cracked.
Lydia de Inricheb.
Accidental. Emily crawled back to Tommy. We rebuild. Rebuild on my bones?
No.
I drove to the superstitions. Shovel ready. Dug up Rico, bones bleached. Truth unearthed. Bagged a tooth for DNA. Reburied shallow. Anonymous tip to cold case unit. Harrington boy did it. Victor knew. Truth's bomb ticked. Alliances? Shattered glass. Cutting all. Bones don't lie, but they whisper secrets that scream. That tooth from Rico's jaw sat on my dash like a talisman, rattling over potholes as I tailed Tommy to a seedy motel off I-10, not the kind for trysts, but deals. Emily had bolted with half the furniture. Victor rotting in Maricopa pretrial. Lydia's funeral a quiet affair with rain pattering on the casket like guilty fingers. Sarah recovered enough for discharge, but our calls went to voicemail, her silence a wall thicker than adobe. Tommy's Escalade, mine once. Gifted, parked crooked. I waited, Glock cold against my ribs. He emerged with a duffel, glancing like a man with ghosts. Followed him inside. Room 12.
Door Alyar.
Low voices. Peered, Tommy handing cash to a goon in a wife-beater, Raoul's colors tattooed on neck. For protection. Victor's mess is spilling.
Spilling?
My leak had cracked the dam. Sinaloa wanted blood for old debts. I slipped away, heart hammering. My boy. Entangled deeper than I knew. Called the lieutenant back. Double down. Harrison's son pays too. Cartel don't forgive. They collect with lead. Back at the compound, Ramirez grilled me over MREs. You're stirring hornets.
Jack.
Vets like us? We know blowback. Blowback. Gulf flashbacks. IEDs. Sand and wounds. Hornets die swatted. He shook head. Or sting the hand. Wise. But war ain't wisdom. Sarah finally called. Voice frail. Come see me. Real talk. Drove to the house, foreclosure notice taped to door. Our empire evicted. Inside. Hospice vibe. Hospital bed. Morphine drip. She looked spectral. Chemo carving hollows. The tooth. Jack, Tommy confessed.
To me. Confessed?
My gut nodded. When, after the raid. Said you dug it up. Wants to turn himself in, clean slate for us.
Us.
Dying words.
Heavy.
Victor's pushing him to run. Mexico. Emily's idea.
Run?
Like father. Like son.
Iset.
Her hand bird bone in mine. I covered for love. You let him betray for.
What?
Tears welled.
Fear.
Cancer's a thief. Stole my fight.
Pause.
Then bomb. And Tommy's not yours. Biologically. World tilted. What? She closed eyes. Affair. 96. Your deployment. Neighbor.
Ton senhor ironique. Ha.
Tommy never knew. Victor did. Blackmail fodder. Victor? The snake coiled since wedding. He used it to pull strings on the books. Rage boiled, but pity tempered. Why now? Whisper. End it right. Forgive. Forgive? America's creed. Pull yourself up. No handouts. But blood? Not mine. Yet shaped by my hands. I kissed her. Left with the tooth in pocket.
Outside.
Tommy's car idled.
Confront? No.
Let the shadows play. Decks hacked deeper. Tommy wiring cash to Nogales. Cartel drop. Emily's emails. Run. Baby. Daddy's appeal bonds him out. We start fresh. Fresh on stolen bones. I fed cords to Raoul's man. Ambush the handoff. Mercy or madness? News broke. Shootout at border crossing. 2 dead, goon and mule. Tommy unscathed.
But spooked.
He showed at the motel.
Pounding door. Dad.
It was a setup. Sinaloa hit our guy. Victor's fault.
Fault.
Circle closed. I let him in. Beer offered.
Seat.
Truth time. He spilled Victor's knowledge of Rico. Leveraged post-marriage. Said he'd expose if I didn't cook books. Cooked for greed. Masked his care. Emily pushed, her inheritance tied to his clean rep. Emily. The flipper. I showed the paternity printout. Sarah's confession doc. Forged?
No.
Real. Tommy scanned. Blanched.
Not.
Yours. Laughter.
Hollow.
Explains the distance. The hero worship.
Hero?
Tarnished shield. We end this. Together. He nodded. Alliance reforged, fragile as desert bloom. Plan, lure Victor post-bail. Confront with bones. But Sarah texted, don't. He's mine too.
Mine.
Fractured claims. Victor's out on 5 mil. Swagger intact. Presser. Innocent man. Framed by rivals. Rivals me. Tommy baited meat. Family summit. Lake house. The burned one?
No.
New cabin. Irony thick. I prepped. Shotgun. Rico's tooth in envelope. Drove up with Tommy. Tension thick as fog off Roosevelt Lake. Victor waited on deck, bourbon in hand, Emily at side. Reconciled?
Boys.
To what do I owe? Tommy, the truth.
Rico. Victor's smile cracked.
Ancient history. Your father's gift. I stepped forward, tooth glinting. DNA says otherwise. And your cartel tabs?
Do it.
He laughed, but eyes darted.
Bluff. No proof.
Emily interjected, voice steel. Hand it over.
Jack.
Or Sarah's trial money vanishes. Blackmail. Generational. Storm brewed. Thunder rumbling. Tommy wavered. Dad, Jack. Let's just flip. Victor lunged for the envelope. I fired warning. Deck splintered. Chaos. Emily screaming. Tommy tackling Victor. I zip-tied the snake. Dragged to boathouse. Your flips end here. Interrogation under rain lash. Confessions tumbled. Rico cover known. Used to puppeteer Tommy. Business.
Jack.
Survival. Survival American as apple. Eat or be eaten. Emily burst in. .38 drawn. Her daddy's gift. Let him go. Or I shoot. Standoff. Lightning cracking. Tommy pled. Stop. She fired, grazed my arm. Blood hot. I disarmed. Twist and cuff. All bound.
Trutt bare.
But Sarah called. Victor here? Wait, click. Ambulance sirens, her heart rushed back. Hospital frenzy. Sarah coding. Paddle shocking. Victor's doing?
No stress.
She's stabilized. Whispered. Bones bury.
Jack.
Live. Live, with fractures everywhere. Back at lake.
Cop swarmed anonymous tip. Mine.
Victor. Emily arrested. Conspiracy.
Fraud.
Tommy free, but shattered. What now? Alliance dust. Bones in sand teach. Some secret sink. Other surface to drown. Blood doesn't wash off easy in lake water. It clouds. Then settles like silt on the soul. Arm bandaged crude. Stitches from a vet buddy. No questions. The drive back from Roosevelt was silent fury. Tommy's shotgun. Eyes on horizon like a man seeing his first dawn. Victor and Emily in cuffs. Hauled to county. Headlines screaming, Dynasty falls. Cartel ties exposed. My leaks. My tooth. My vengeance, yet hollow as the echo of Sarah's flatline beep before they jolted her back. Jack, Tommy said finally. Voice gravel.
The test. Paternity. Mom lit. Lit.
The word fit us all. I gripped wheel. Doesn't change shit. Raised you. Fell for you.
Pause.
Then, but Victor knew. Used it like a leash. He nodded slow. Explains his advice. Grooming the bastard stepson.
Bastard.
Stung. But truth's a blunt blade. Phoenix lights smeared in tears, mine?
No. Rain.
Dropped him at his apartment. Emily's ghost lingering in unpacked boxes. Stay low. Feds'll want statements. He hugged awkward, man to man. First reel. Thanks. For not burying me. Buried? Tempted. Sarah waited in ICU. Tubes snaking. Monitors beeping dirge. I sat vigil. Her hand limp. You won, she murmured. Eyes fluttering. But lost us.
Us.
Fractured mosaic. Forgive. I squeezed. Working on it. Lies. Comfort kind. News cycle chewed Victor, arraigned. Bail revoked, flight risk. Emily flipped first, plea deal. Testifying, Daddy's empire was rotten. Rotten apple. Whole barrel. Lydia's estate sued. Charities clawing back. Tommy got calls, headhunters, clean slate offers. But shadows clung, Raoul's men circling. Whispers of loose ends. Ramirez hosted war council, compound barbecue. Ribs and rage. Cartel's not done. Mendez wants the tooth back. Symbol shit.
Symbol.
Rico's ghost demanding toll. Then we pay forward. Dex grinned. I got drones. Border cams hacked. Plan hatched. Lure Raoul's crew to a dry wash outside town. Ambush with Ramirez's militia, ex-Marines.
No biggies.
Just grudges. Tommy insisted. I'm in. End it for real.
Real?
Blood called. We rolled out midnight. Trucks blacked out. ARs oiled.
Vuis moonlit.
Saguaros sentinels. Waited. Engines growled distant 3 Tahoes. Lowriders bouncing. Goons piled out. AKs glinting 6. Tats vivid. First shot mine suppressed.
Na capítulo.
Screams Spanish curses. Ramirez flanked. Suppressing fire stitching dirt.
Tommy.
Behind a boulder. Froze flashback. Move.
I yelled.
He fired wild. Clipped one. Melee erupted. Cartel closing. Knives flashing. I took a slash, thigh fire, but dropped 2. Glock barking. Raoul's lieutenant. Scarface from Tucson call. Lunged. The tooth. Gringo. I headbutt. Stars bursting. Then chokehold. Ramirez's bayonet ended it.
Girdle vet.
Feds tipped anonymous. My burner. Sirens wailed pre-dawn. We ghosted. Bodies for badges. Aftermath. Tommy puked in scrub.
Initieta prupe.
Like Tempe? I nodded. Worse. Chose it. Back to hospital. Sarah Stronger. Trial funded by Victor's seized assets. Irony's gift. Heard about the shootout. Yours. I shrugged. Loose ends. She smiled faint. My hero.
Still.
But flips lingered. Emily's deal implicated Tommy. Minor. But stain. He lawyered up. Separate from her. Clean break, he said over diner eggs. Start my firm. Harrington and Son.
Son. Claimed.
I clinked mug.
Deal.
But no cooking books. Victor rotted in Gen Pop. Appeals drowning in evidence. Sent me a letter. Jail stationary. You win. Marine. But blood's thin. Watch your back.
Thin?
Mine wasn't. Forged in fire. Yet doubt nod. Sarah's affair. The neighbor's seed. DNA test? Tempted. But buried like Rico. Climax brewed. Preliminary hearing for Victor. Tommy subpoenaed. I suited up, first time since court for my plea. Courthouse downtown. Metal detectors beeping accusations.
Sat back.
Ramirez beside. Victor shuffled in. Orange jump. Eyes snake cold. Emily testified first, poised. Tears scripted. He forced me.
Us.
Lies for leniency. Tommy's turn. Oath.
Stand.
Voice steady. I cooked books under duress. Jack, my father, took fall before. Hero. Hero. Crowd murmured. Then twist. But the cartel? That was Victor's solo. Rico, too. He covered a hit for Mendez. Leveraged me later. Bomb dropped. Victor lunged a crossbar. Chaos. Bailiff tackling. Liar. Bastard boy. Gavel banged. Recess.
Outside.
Press swarmed Tommy. Truth or revenge? He glanced my way. Both. Blood on the lake. Metaphoric now. Washing clean? Sarah discharged. Home sparse but ours. Dinner. Takeout tie. Awkward grace. Proud, she said to Tommy. He teared. Sorry, chain's long.
Chain.
Forged links. But night brought call. Unknown. Harrington? Mendez.
Tooth was fair.
But your son's mouth? Loose.
Click.
New threat. Tommy's testimony painted targets.
Alliance reformed. Faterson patrol.
Ramirez squad cars circling. America's tense. Justice low. Grudges swift. Blood lake lapped. Promising more red. Echoes don't fade in the canyons. They bounce. Amplify. Until the roar drowns you. Mendez's call lingered like cordite smoke. A promise of payback for Tommy's courtroom grenade, exposing Victor's Rico hit as cartel courtesy. Not cover-up. Victor. The fixer for Sinaloa shipments masked as legal fees. My old sin, collateral in his web.
Now.
With Victor gagged in solitary post-lunge. The real snake, Raul, slithered north. Tommy crashed at the house. Sarah's nursing him clean. Ironic. Mother hen to prodigal. I fortified. Cameras on eaves. Ramirez's boys rotating shifts. Like Fallujah, he joked over walkie. No joke. Drones buzzed nightly. Dex's eyes in sky spotting shadows. Lowriders cruising slow. Plates swapped. First strike subtle. Slash tires on my F-150. Note under wiper. Mouth shut. Or shut forever. Tommy blanched. My fault. Fault? Shared ledger. Red ink. We ended. Meet Mendez. Neutral. Neutral in Arizona? Laughable neutrals for Switzerland. Not deserts. Sarah overheard. Frail fire. No more blood.
Jack.
Trial's enough. Trial. Victor's fast-tracked. Plea looming, life without. If Emily's tears held. Blood's the currency here. She turned away. Morphine haze. Then bankrupt us all. Tommy sourced the meat. Old mine outside globe. Ghost town relic. Raoul's style, dramatic. Dramatic. American as Tarantino. We rolled pre-dawn. Tommy, with .357 his gramps. Symbolic. Ramirez trailed discreet. Sniper perch. Mine entrance yawned black. Wind moaning. Raoul waited. 3 goons fanned, gold chains. AKs casual. Him, 50s. Salt pepper. Suit sharp over cartel ink. Harringtons. Father. Not son. Smirk. Tommy bristled. What you want? Raoul lit cigar. Cherry glowing judgment. Silence. Victor's mouth sealed now. But yours? Echoes reach Mexico. Rico was family. Your words paint us sloppy. Sloppy? Victor's slop. I stepped forward. Victor's done. Empire dust. Take it up with ghosts. He laughed. Smoke curling. Ghosts collect through living. You buried Rico, honor debt. Or your boy joins him. Threat hung. Tommy. Testify truth. Victor's the hitter. Raoul eyed him. Truth? In our world. Truth's bullet. Goon shifted signal? Shots cracked, not ours. Ramirez's sniper. Clean headshot on flank man.
Chaos, akhater.
Ricochet pinging rock.
Idove.
Firing, dropped one. Tommy winged another. Scream Spanish. Raul bolted for SUV. But Tommy tackled, wrestle in dust. .357 skittering. I retrieved. Pressed to Raul's temple, call it off. He spat. Never. Cartel's long memory. Trigger finger itched Gulf rules, enemy down. But Tommy, no.
Jack.
Justice. Not jungle.
Pulled back.
Sirens distant feds. Tipped. Raul cuffed by badges. Empire's edge crumbled. Back home. High fives faded fast. Sarah heard shots on scanner. And echoes. News, Raul extradited. But cells chatter, hit on witnesses. Tommy's name topped. Flips accelerated. Emily. From jailhouse call. Begged Tommy, drop charges on me. For old times, bed betrayal. He hung up, but doubt seated. She flipped on Victor. Maybe redeemable? Redeem? In you am America. Redemption's for sale. Sarah rallied, trial money cleared, experimental drugs inbound. Family dinner, uneasy truce. Chinese from corner. Tommy cracked jokes. Sarah laughed fragile. Me, watch doors. Post-meal. She pulled me aside. The affair. Forgive that too.
2.
Layered sins. Working. Like you with Tommy's frames.
Stalemate.
Next echo. Cold case reopened. Rico's DNA matched tooth. Tommy's prints on tire iron from archived scene. DA called. Voluntary statement? Tommy went alone. Lawyered. Emerged pale. Plea. Manslaughter. Time served, your prison counts.
Counts.
My sacrifice credited. But cartel echo boomed. Drive-by on Ramirez's compound. Molotovs. Flames licking fence. No hits, but message. Evacuate. I ordered. Tommy, fuck that. Fight.
Fight.
Prodigal's fire. We relocated to safe house, Ramirez's cousin's ranch near Wickenburg. Horses and heat. Decks fortified, jammers. Tripwires. Nights. Tommy and I talked real, boy to man. Thought you distant cause weak. Now see, strong silent.
Silent.
My curse. Sarah joined. Wheelchair bound but spitting. No more running. Therapy intention. Victor's plea. Guilty. 40 years. Emily, 5. Probation. Echoes quieted. But one lingered. Mendez underboss. Raul's heir. Vowing desert justice. Climax whispered. Anonymous package. Rico's chain. Blood flecked. Note. Collect soon. Tommy. Bait.
Bait.
We set trap. Fake meet at ranch. Full squad. They came heavy 10. Armored. Gunfire symphony. ARs thundering. Grenades blooming. I took cover behind hay bales. Rounds chewing wood.
Tommy beside.
Covering. Like old times. Old times, Tempe fog. Ramirez flanked. Grenade zone. Melee close. Knife fight. Blood slick. I gutted one. Breath ragged. Tommy down 2.
Hero arc.
Underboss cornered. Spitting. For Rico. I disarmed. Fist to jaw. Victor's echo.
Rico's avenged.
Victor rots. End it. He laughed bloody. Ends when we say. Fed headshot, clean. Bodies piled. Feds mopping, my tips eternal. Echoes stilled. Ranch dawn golden. Survivors bandaged. Sarah wheeled out. Over? Over. But cost, Ramirez winged. Dex's rig totaled. America's victory's Pyrrhic. Fallen honored in silence. Storms don't ask permission in the Southwest. They barrel in, uprooting what fragile roots survived. The ranch shootout left scars, Ramirez's arm in sling. Tommy's shoulder stitched, my thigh throbbing like a bad memory, but the underboss's body cooled the cartel's fire. Feds swept in,
Their gadgets flashing.
hauling survivors for flip opportunities. Mendez's web frayed. Raul singing in interrogation for reduced time. Victor's empire? Auction block. Proceeds to victims' funds. Rico's family got first cut. Anonymous donor nudge from me. Sarah thrived on the drugs. Hair sprouting like hope stubble. Home rebuilt, foreclosure fought. Harrington drilling reborn lean. Tommy at helm legit. Dinners normalized. Steak on grill. Beers cracked.
Look tentative.
To clean books. Tommy toasted one night. Eyes meeting mine. Father's gaze. Earned. Sarah beamed. But shadows lurked. Emily's letters from halfway house. I was blind.
Forgive.
Tommy burned them. But I saw the pause. Flip's final. Victor appealed from Supermax. Pro-SE briefs ranting, frame job by the bastard brigade. Media lapped, true crime pods debating. Was Jack Harrington vigilante or villain? Listeners split, deserved payback, versus. Vet's snap, system failed him. Controversy brewed. My face blurred on Dateline teasers. Ramirez warned, storm coming. Victor's got ink. Old clients lawyering his cause.
Ink.
Cartel tattoos. Lawyer briefs. I prepped. Well updated. Sarah beneficiary. Tommy's silent partner. In case, I said. She nodded. No fight left. The storm hit literal, hubbub choking Phoenix. Dust orange apocalypse. Power out. We huddled by generator. Cards slapping table. Tommy dealt blackjack.
Sarah sipping tea.
Then knock, insistent. Glock drawn. I cracked door. Fed. Suit rumpled. Jack Harrington? Subpoena. Victor's hearing. Your testimony.
Testimony.
Reckoning. Courthouse, next morn. Hubbub cleared to blue cruelty. Packed room. Press. Podcasters. Rico's kin glaring. Victor shackled. Gaunt. Justice's chisel.
Judge.
No-nonsense Latina. Motion to vacate plea. New evidence. Victor's lawyer. Slick import. Mr. Harrington's vigilante actions taint chain. Cartel hits? Entrapment. Entrapment? My rage simmered. Tommy testified first. Victor's web ensnared us. Rico was his hit leverage on me. Cross. You profited. Mr. Not Harrington.
Not. Sting.
Sarah next. Wheeled. He destroyed families. Mine included. Tears real. Victor's gaze locked mine across room. Hate pure. My turn. Oath.
Stand.
I came home to betrayal. Son, my son. Framed for greed. Victor orchestrated. I fixed it. American way. DIY justice. Lawyer pounced. Vigilante arson. Assaults? Hero or hothead? Hothead. Gulf flashed, Iraq heat. Decisions gray. Hothead who protected his. Victor prayed. Jury, blue-collar mix, nodded subtle. Deliberation dragged days.
Tensión white.
Media frenzy. Revenge dad versus. Dynasty devil. Polls split. 52% Jack right, system broken. 48% rule of law. Controversy peaked. X threads ablaze. Tommy's the real villain. Mommy's boy turned rat. Verdict. Plea stands. Appeal denied. Victor dragged out. Roar muffled.
Outside.
Scrum. Mike's thrust. I pushed through. Justice served. Move on. But Rico's sister cornered. Your boy killed my brother. Wife free. Free. Tommy's plea hung. Paid in prison.
Mean it.
Home. Celebration muted. Pizza.
No champagne.
Tommy. Proud.
Proud.
Earns it. Sarah retired early. Chemo's toll. Midnight. She woke me. Pain. Bad. Ambulance wail. Hard dash metastasis. Doc's grim. Months. Maybe.
Storm inside now.
Tommy stepped up. Firm meetings. My proxy. Emily paroled early. Good behavior. Reached out. Counsel? For redemption. Tommy met her coffee. Boundaries firm. Past Zash. But her flip. Pregnant? His test pending. Complications crown. Ramirez threw a victory barbecue. Vets toasting. But eyes scanned horizons. Dex hacked chatter. Mendez remnants quiet. But Victor's whispers from cell. Finish the herring tons. Final flip. Tommy's DNA mine. After all. Lab mix-up. Sarah confessed tearful. Hoped it'd bind tighter. Tighter? Already iron. Laugh shared. Bond sealed. Sarah's decline accelerated. Hospice home. Morphine veil. Regrets? She asked. Hand in mine.
None.
Loved fierce. Me. Betrayal taught value. Tommy read to her. Hemingway. Old Man C. Ironic. Her last. No more storms. Clear skies. Breath stilled. Room still. We buried under Palo Verde. Simple. Flag for her fighter spirit. Grief's storm raged. But we weathered. Tommy's firm boomed. Clean contracts. I consulted Riggs. Ghosts quiet. Emily faded. Miscarriage. Her text. Free now.
Free.
But reckoning's tale. Victor's suicide. Hanging.
Cell block.
Note. Bastards win.
Win.
Pyrrhic.
UM.
America's tense debate. Podcast finale. Was revenge right? Listeners split eternal. No heroes. Just survivors. Twilight stretches long in the desert. Blurring lines between day's burn and night's chill. Much like the haze of vengeance, fulfilled yet unfinished. Sarah's grave under the Palo Verde became my anchor. Visits weekly. Weeding thorns. Whispering updates. Tommy closed the merger. Clean. Her stone. Simple granite. Fierce love. Unbroken. Unbroken? Cracks spiderwebbed. But held. Tommy's firm. Harrington and Hale now. Neutral nod to partners. Thrived in Scottsdale glass towers. Pipelines funding legit. He married quiet. Courthouse. Best man me. Bride a paralegal named Mia. Warm brown eyes. No skeletons. No flips, he joked at reception. Dive bar toast. I clinked. Learned from the best.
Best?
Tarnished gold. Emily vanished east, New York reinvention. Tabloids forgetting. Victor's death closed loops. Inquest ruled suicide. But whispers of assisted. Cartel courtesy. No proof.
No pursuit.
Mendez empire crumbled under Rico waves. Raoul's testimony, a floodgate. Rico's sister got settlement. Tommy's check. Anonymous through me. Closes book, he said. Book? Volumes. Ramirez retired to Yuma. RV life. But calls lingered. You good? Hermano?
Good.
Word tasted foreign. Nights. Alone in the McMansion, downsized. Paid cash, I paced. Glock on nightstand habit. Dreams mixed. Sarah's laugh. Rico's crack. Victor's sneer. PTSD? Nah. Life's patina. Controversy echoed faint. True crime doc dropped. Desert betrayal. Netflix gloss. My face pixeled. Reviews split. Gripping gray morality versus glorifies violence. Cancel Jack. Debates flared X. Dinner tables. Would you frame family for chemo cash? Revenge or redemption? No consensus. America's beauty. Or curse. Twist crept subtle. Letter postmarked Leavenworth. Victor's old army pen pal. Your boy's clean, but blood calls. Watch the rigs. Paranoia's ghost. Tommy shrugged. Old man grudges. But I audited. Anomaly in Permian invoices, schemes. Echoes of old cooks. Tracer? Mia's firm. Tangential. Coincidence? Confront gentle. Dinner at ours. Mia glowing pregnant. Announce shy. Harrington air. Tommy beamed. Over pie. Books off.
Son.
By a hair. He paled.
What?
Details spilled. Diversions to offshore. Mia's sign-off. Her eyes darted. Client error. Error? Or flip final? Tommy raged private. Confronted her. Tears. Confession. Desperate for nest egg. Victor's spectral advice via smuggled notes. He reached from grave, she sobbed. Said blood's debt.
Debt.
Circle vicious. Standoff home. Mia bound loose. Trust fractured. Tommy. Prison or exile?
Exile.
American mercy. Second chances infinite. Or foolish. I mediated. Confess. Repay. Start over. She nodded. Broken. Feds tip gentle. No charges. Just warning. Healing slow storm. Therapy for Tommy. Couples for them.
Me?
Road rigs again. Crude black as therapy. Sarah's voice in wind. Forgive. Forgave Mia. Echo of Sarah's affair. Gray graces. Years blurred. Grandson born. Lil Jack, cycle. Not curse. Tommy's firm ethical beacon. Scandals shunned. I grade. Ramirez visits yearly. War stories retold. Laughs deeper. Final twist. Docuseries interview. Off-record leak. Victor's suicide note full. Jack wins. But Tommy's the monster. Framed his own father for kicks. Not cash. Paternity hoax to twist knife. Hoax? Sarah's lie? Or Victor's venom? DNA retest. Mine. Confirmed. But doubt seated. Did Tommy know? Play deeper game? Debate reignited. Pods explode. Was it all manipulation? Son's revenge on absent dad. Split eternal. Jack paranoid victim. Tommy mastermind. Ultimate flip. Ending? No tidy bow.
I si Twilight Sports.
Grandson toddling. Tommy grilling. Peace.
UM Fregel.
Vengeance's cost. Clarity in chaos. Love and loss. America's script. Dramatic. Disputed.
Ours.
Did I win? Ask the stars. They laugh. Like old in-laws at a funeral feast.